Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Live from My Mother's Basement! Here's Johnny, hooray! And today we're going to be talking about a subject which I'm actually kind of divided on. I do not have a formal against or for stance with this, and this is something I learned about just by getting on Facebook and looking around. Everybody else seems to be digging in on this and getting their opinions out there, so I figured, hey, I don't want to be left out in the fucking, out in the shed in the cold on this, so I wanted to get a discussion going and hopefully get some responses and people talking about this. And so what does everybody think of this whole tag team title situation with the WWE? They I guess put the tag titles on Epico and Primo and took them off of Kofi and Evan there. Air boom. I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really for or against this. I have kind of mixed feelings. Yeah, I'll just get right into it. Before I do any of that, though, here's what I want to do. First and foremost, today is the 16th of January, and today is Chase Oliver 68's birthday, aka Asian Randy Orton. So happy birthday to him. If you guys want to send your birthday wishes, please do so. I'm sure he'll be glad to get them. So happy birthday out there, Chase. Just, I guess everybody else and their mom out there is probably wishing you a happy birthday, so I'll do the same. If you were old enough, I'd buy you a beer, but whatever. It's all water under the bridge. So here's the thing about WWE's tag division is it really hasn't been featured at all this month, or even last month. Ever since Evan Bourne got suspended for that, violation, and they haven't really done anything with the tag titles. And on the occasion that I did see Kofi Kingston on television, he was in a match with Daniel Bryan for like 3 minutes getting squashed. So I don't have a whole lot of, confidence toward where his career is headed. And to be honest, I saw Evan Bourne backstage talking to CM Punk on a Raw at one point, but that never manifested in anything. So that was the last time I saw him on the programming. Not a good way to, have your tag team champs featured, or in this case, not featured. So, I guess on a positive note, it's good to see them put the belts on a tag team, and, maybe this will be the start of something new and something fresh for 2012. My thoughts on this are that, while I throw this staple out, forgive me, if Air Boom was supposed to be this great, revitalization of the tag team division, where the fuck are the other tag teams? Seems like we get like one at a time, facing off in the WWE these days. I mean, Epico and Primo seem like they have a little bit of momentum because they've been featured a little bit, but really this kind of came from out of nowhere. They weren't even in a feud with them. There was no ongoing big storyline in the tag division, so it feels kind of anticlimactic to me. I know that that's a little bit critical, and I guilty as charged. I tend to be overly critical, but shit, like I buy pay-per-views every now and then. I pay for the product. I buy merchandise. I've been watching it 24, 25 years now. I think I'm entitled to be a little bit critical. Some people get on here and say that they just want to enjoy it for what it's worth, and they don't want to dissect it or put it under a microscope and all that shit. And I understand your guys' position, but when something doesn't sit right with me, I like to share it. I don't like to hold on to it and bottle it up. I like to call a spade, so what have you. They did this at a house show. I think they did this Friday, Saturday. I don't know which day in particular. But yeah, it's all over the internet right now that Epico and Primo have won the tag team titles, and it makes me wonder if there's going to be anything at the Royal Rumble, like involving a match with these guys. Which would be nice to see on the pay-per-view, but, it would have been nice to have a little bit of build for this, too. I mean, it's not like they've gone out of their way to feature this a lot. And that's kind of what, gets to me a little bit. I'm very frustrated, because I'm a big tag team wrestling fan. I believe that it always had a place on the card, and I'm kind of pissed that they don't feature it with any kind of prominence. You know, any kind of... If they do feature it, it seems to be like the first fucking thing they get out of the way. And although that's cute, you know, and it's kind of like a good way to jump into a show every now and then with a nice tag match, high energy, you know, tag team kind of moves going on together. You know, those hot tag situations where, like, you know, can really get behind the babyface team. You know, it's all well and good to create some energy in the atmosphere, but, you know, like, I remember tag team matches being in the mid-card and toward the upper card, you know, and I guess I just miss it. But, you know, if this results in something at the Royal Rumble that really starts to spark more tag teams going on in WWE, I won't have a problem with it at all. I'll actually be a very big supporter. Like I said, I'm trying not to pass any judgment on it. I'm just, you know, like, it's something that they really didn't do a whole lot of in 2011, was the tag team stuff in the WWE, so I don't have the utmost confidence, if you will, that this is going to lead, you know, to anything positive for them. I think, if anything, this is a stupid way to, you know, get back at Evan Bourne, to write him off of TV, and to give Kofi Kingston a singles push again, which is stupid, because if you have a tag team like this, why can't you keep them in the contender circle and just kind of cycle around with some more tag teams, create competition in the division, you know, and keep tag teams on board? There's no reason they couldn't still be part of the show, you know, and then featured on SmackDown in a match with some other tag team, you know, or even put over the Usos in order to go up against Epico and Primo. To me, that's what I would like to see, and if that's the kind of thing that happens, great, so be it. You know, you'll never hear me bitch again, but if not, then I think it's a really dumb idea, and that they should never have done this in the first place, to take the belts off of them, because, you know, if it breaks up another tag team when they really don't have any to begin with, not really the best way to appease me and the other fans that really miss tag team wrestling. And I think that, you know, a lot of the majority of us out there seem to think that, because that's what I really see a lot of when I... Not only when I do my own videos about the tag team wrestling, but when I comment and, you know, view all the different shit and the video responses to other people's videos about tag team wrestling and where it's gone and what they want to see and all that. And I know that the audio that I did with Mr. Parkin and with Dream Boy 899 the other day talked a lot about, you know, getting some more excitement going in the tag team and even the women's division. But this video isn't about the women's division, so they can sit on the sideline for now, and I'll do one about that probably next week or so. But yeah, like, this whole thing with the tag team division, personally, I would just put, like, 4 tag teams together and just start having, like, a fucking, like, a qualifying matches every week, you know, and then that would lead into the next pay-per-view after the Rumble, which I think it's Elimination Chamber, if I'm not mistaken, because they only have that. And then they have Mania right after, right? Yes. Okay, so, you know, the best case scenario would be to create more teams so that there would seem like competition, at least, in the division itself, and to feature the guys that aren't on TV that really deserve to be. The Alex Rileys, the Mason Ryans, the Drew McIntyres, you know, the people on the fucking roster that, you know, get to be on Superstars maybe once every 2 weeks, but they're not anywhere else in the programming, when some of them used to be former Intercontinental Champions, or they held the heavyweight title in the FCW developmental territory, and then they came up, and like guys like Riley have been side by side with Miz, you know, for like 6 months, well, his whole title reign and whatever. And then they have, you know, a defining victory over a guy like Miz at a pay-per-view, and then bleh, we got nothing for him to do, so see ya. Fuck is with that? You know, this is the guy that was supposed to get the U.S. title push before Ryder got his ass involved in it with Ziggler, so... couldn't tell you what the fuck's going on there. But yeah, this Epico and Primo thing. Why would they do this at a house show and not on actual television? I don't know. But I'm not terribly insulted by this, because it's not like they've really been featuring any of the tag teams on TV, so it's nice that at least they had a tag team match at the house show for people, you know, because that makes me feel a little bit better about the product as it goes touring around, because maybe they're trying shit out. Maybe this is part of a bigger plan. You know, I like to give them the benefit of the doubt. This is 2011, 2012 now. Yeah, not 2011. Holy shit. Guess the fucking ventilation in this basement isn't working. I must be getting high or something. Can't think straight. So, as I scratch the pedophile beard on my face. I'm just really confused about this whole thing. You know, I don't know how to feel about it, and I'm really wondering what everybody else's thoughts are on the whole spectrum. You know, like, do you have confidence that WWE is going to get behind Epico and Primo, or do you think this is just some other stupid transitional thing, you know, for a week or two, you know, or until after the Rumble, where they're going to bring in some other team, you know, or bring back some veterans to make a team to hold the belts? I mean, what do you want to see, I guess? The thing I'm getting at is, let's create a little bit of discussion about this, because I haven't really seen too much other than the Facebook posts. I haven't really seen any big, huge YouTube videos with a million comments about it yet, so this is me trying to get that word out. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead. I mean, if you want to do that, great. If not, you're not bothering me any. Feel free to like the video. It helps me out. Helps me know, you know, who the hell's watching or not. Please leave the comments, leave video responses. I do reply to every comment that I get, unless it's like, your mom, because I live with her, so I don't need to hear that, because I hear her all the time, you know, yelling at me.
Jack, come get your laundry. I washed your underwear. Come eat dinner. It's time for sausage.
You know, whatever. So, until next time, this is Live from Mother's Basement signing out. Stay pretty, everybody, because it's cold outside, and you look good.